behold the horn of Magnus.
Team Secret's turn to pick.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Epicenter Qualifiers. Got Team Singularity going up against Team Secret, some upper bracket action to see who gets the privilege of facing Na'Vi in the next round. We'll see. It's going to be an interesting one. I'm Mike Loris, going to be joined by Kefka for this best of three. Secret, Dude, and Singularity. I haven't seen these Singularity players in a very long time.
No, they used to go under alternate attacks, and I haven't seen them since those days almost. So a bit interesting to see how they're gonna perform here. Let's be clear, Secret are the favorites for sure. There's no question about that. But I feel like these teams, teams like Singularity and others around that, are always able to win games against top teams like Secret and those kind of teams. So I wouldn't be surprised if they make an upset either.
And they kind of remind me of how the current Maos used to be. Like Singularity, Elisash, Nisha, Exotic Deer, they've been together forever. Kesor, not as much so, but still along for the ride for a long time, and just keeping it in country. And you know, maybe the power of friendship. Eventually, they'll find their patch and find their footing. Right now, they, I mean, this is round 2 of the winners bracket. They 2-0'd Spirit, so they definitely are doing something right. But Spirit and Secret definitely two drastically different teams. So yeah, we'll see if they're able to put something together. I'm excited to see them because I do think they have some potential. We've seen it before. They've been you know, in a couple of lands with kind of mediocre performances, but they've almost had their chance. And it's just going to require a little bit more time. And this is, of course, another chance to get into Moscow. But either way, we do still have a draft. Magnus Ricky going up against the Dazzle and Ember Spirit opening for Team Secret.
Yeah, two very open drafts. Magnus Ricky are like pretty good combo. Ricky can just put Smoke Cloud after he skewers people back after RP. Also scales pretty well with Empower as well. Ricky actually, if you can manage to farm some with this hero in late game with an Empower, like you actually do a lot of damage. Also pretty nice against heroes like Dazzle, who kind of relies on to save a person with Grave, and Ricky can a lot of times just put a Smoke Cloud on that hero and the Grave will not be there, and it kind of can surprise people, and just it's very nice utility in that regard. Team Secret also, they have a pretty open draft. They have Dazzle, Ember Spirit. Like, you have a strong safe lane support in Dazzle, really good, both harassing but also being a passive and healing up your carry and controlling the wave. So it's pretty nice, and a lot of some bans as well. Nothing too specific though. I guess Troll is pretty strong with Magnus, but Storm is just generally a general pick, I think. A general ban, rather.
Now we're going to have a Tusk pick for Team Secret. We're seeing a lot more Tusk, and I'm gonna be honest, I do appreciate seeing the Tusk because it is such the skill of the Tusk player shows every single time. It's so easy to tell a good Tusk player from a mediocre Tusk player from a bad Tusk player just by how often their shards land, how quick are their snowballs, who are they actually going for with those snowballs. It's definitely an exciting hero to watch, and it is going to give Team Secret a lot of defensive power along with that Dazzle, who is probably going to have a little bit of a rough time up against this first pick. Ricky, as you mentioned, Ricky can do a lot of damage. That smokescreen cripples Dazzle's life in a big way. So yeah, Dazzle might have a rough time, but between the two of them, Team Secret, you would expect to be able to make those saves happen. And Team Singularity, they are going for a lot of control now. A little bit of point-click control in the Doom and his namesake Ultimate Doom. Ember Spirit does not like going up against Smokescreen. He definitely doesn't like going up against Smokescreen and Doom. Team Secret, they need to be the ones getting initiation, or else I'm not really sure how they're able to battle through all this control.
Okay, first of all, let's be real here. Tusk Ice Shards is not all about skill. It's a lot of RNG in that spell.
That's true.
That spell is so random, honestly. Like, sometimes I see an Ice Shard, I'm like, there's no way that's gonna hit. And then like the hero teleports inside the shards, and then the next time they teleport outside the shards, even though they were in it. So it's like
maybe you're just not a good enough Tusk to know when the RNG is correct.
Yeah, maybe. However, Singularity going with a pretty nice like aura-ish hero in Doom, which is pretty nice with like heroes like Magnus and Ricky. I feel like their roles becomes more awkward. So I'm assuming it's Magnus mid, which they do like to an extent at least, and Doom offlane and then a Ricky 4. That seems most likely at least, but they could swap things up, but that would be very weird because I'm not really sure if they can run Ricky and Doom both as
Dire
supports.
team pick.
Yeah, usually Doom is going, at least nowadays, is going to be picked up. He's going to go to the jungle, eat a couple creeps, and then, you know, jump out and try to gank someone. And Ricky wants to do pretty much the exact same thing, so it looks like, unless we're going to have something a little bit weird, Disruptor and Ricky going to be these supports for the Team Singularity side, as Doom Magnus going to take a little bit more priority. For Secret, though, they pick up an Omni Knight. We have just so much control on Singularity. A lot of silences, to say the least. And this Omni Knight represents a lot of potential for Team Secret, but much like the Dazzle, Omni Knight is very easy for Team Singularity to actually deal with, because they have so many of these big AoE silences. They have just nice single target focus as well. It's just a battle of kind of offensive power on Team Singularity versus all this defensive power from Team Secret.
Yeah, a lot of defensive heroes from Team Secret. They're going with Omni Knight as well. I think Secret picks like Abaddon or Omni Knight almost every game
Dire team back.
lately for Kesu, and they just kind of, they don't build, like some teams build Abaddon as a carry, Abaddon as a carry-ish hero, but they like it more like Lads and AC and stuff like that. So they really like this kind of supportive offlaner and to boost your other heroes. It's becoming a trend for that team right now. Gonna ban the
5
Juggernaut,
seconds
which is
remaining.
another great hero to get with Magnus. Troll and Jugger are probably the two best,
Reserve time.
generally at least. And I'm assuming they're gonna pick a hero that scales well with Magnus as well. Melee core. There are a few still left, especially heroes that are good against Omni Knight like Ursa. And they're gonna have to ban a hero first, though. But the offlaner is picked. I don't think there's any specific they want to ban, because they have picked their matchups already. So
Yeah. You know that you're going to be sending a melee hero with kind of limited control up against a Tusk Dazzle, and well, the last pick for Team Secret still for the safe lane has yet to be shown off. And safe lane for Team Singularity, you know you're going to go up against an Omni Knight. Lifestealer Magnus certainly very powerful, but maybe not up against that Omni Knight specifically. Typically has a pretty poor matchup there. I think that Ursa might just be the no-brainer pick here for Team Singularity. I mean, just matchup-wise, it's so great for them, but Anti-Mage instead is going to be the selection. It also has a pretty good matchup for the Omni Knight, still is an all-star along with that Magnus, so I don't hate it for some Singularity.
yeah, when you play offlane melee hero and you see Anti-Mage, you're like, I don't want to lane anymore. Unless you're like Legion Commander, then you're like, I'm just gonna right click. But other than that, you're pretty sad, especially when it becomes you alone. If you're only Omni Knight or like only most melee offlaners, you're kind of sad. But there's also a lot of weakness in Anti-Mage if you like dual lane and stuff like that as well. So you could run Omni Knight Dazzle dual offlane and pick a more self-sustaining safe lane, and you can pressure a lot and farm the Omni Knight a lot. So I'm not sure what Team Secret needs a Sieger though. Yeah, they're gonna go with Luna. I was gonna mention they need like a core hero here, because they have like all these buffs for a hero, but they don't have a hero that takes Roche or take towers or like start hitting stuff. So they're gonna go with Luna, which is not that meta right now. I think I've seen it last pick a few times the last like month, but not many.
I've jumped into a couple of streams where Luna is on the losing team, and by losing by quite a bit. I don't know how accurate a representation that is, but yeah, for sure, Secret do need like some way of actually using all this defensive power. Like obviously they were looking for a really big damage dealer for MP in that safe lane. Luna, as far as sieges are concerned, is one of the few that's going to be actually coming out of the safe lane specifically. So now you have a way to use your Omni Knight and his Repel and his Purification, the Dazzle heals and the Grave. You're just going to dump it all into the Luna. Very powerful indeed, but the concern is still you're going up against the Skewer of Magnus. You're going up against a lot of single target and silence effects. So Luna, though she may be able to get very powerful, you still have to be very careful about your positioning. Singularity, I don't know, I really like how they have just a ton of control, and it's really up to Secret to outposition Singularity. Singularity don't really have to try all that hard. Just slap a smokescreen on Dazzle and kill him off with Ricky. It's not that hard, and it'll pretty much get them a win in a team fight every single time.
Yeah, I like both teams to an extent. I feel like Singularity has some trouble like getting team fights though, which is I think it's gonna be hard against a team like Secret, who's very experienced. So then you have like Magnus, RP to initiate, but you don't have anything else really, like some kind of solid initiation. So it's kind of awkward in that way, and I feel like that's a pretty big weakness against a team like Secret. They're not gonna fall for a 3-man RP just randomly. They're gonna. So I'm not sure how you can force proper team fights, and Secret can force team fights as well by pushing, and Singularity doesn't have the best split push either. So that's their main issue. I feel like getting proper initiation in team fights. But if they can manage, I think they have a good shot.
It does seem like when it is going to come to that team fighting phase, Singularity may struggle. But as far as getting like pickoffs and being very mobile around the map, as you said, Secret have been around the block. They're not going to be easy to pick off, but you do have a Doom, you do have a Ricky. These heroes, as far as starting 5-on-5s, not that great. But as far as starting 2v1s, 3v1s, when you're just trying to kill that Omni-Knight or just try to kill that Tusk, these are definitely the heroes you want. So Singularity, they will be using that in order to try to just buy time for an anti-mage. Like, the late game of Singularity is awfully strong with this hero, especially when you give him so much heavy, tanky, and kind of utility-based supports from the other cores and the other supports, and of course that Empower from the Magnus. So it is just a buy time game for the Singularity side, and that is gonna kind of put the pressure on Secret. And already we see something a little bit interesting. May not be the lanes for sure, but you mentioned the possibility of pressuring the anti-mage with dual lanes. Putting a Luna up against the anti-mage seems like pretty good times for Team Secret as well.
Yeah, but that could backfire hard as well. Anti-mage is not that weak in lane as people think as well. It's a bit weird. I feel like you see like a lot of random heroes going offlane. Like I remember OG ran like anti-mage dual offlane or something. I think it was OG. It might have been another team in the major. And it's like people do this random stuff, and the opponent doesn't know it's actually kind of legit because they've never seen it before. And maybe anti-mage safe lane against Luna, this could be horrible for Secret. Not sure. There's a lot of drawings and stuff on the minimap. I'm getting a bit distracted here. But I did say that Singularity didn't have the greatest split push. However, Secret doesn't have good catch at all. They have almost no catch. Like they have kind of random catch. You know, Ember and Tusk can kind of catch, but it's not anything like consistent. So if Singularity gets ahead, they can start split pushing well and can kind of win the game that way.
Random Ember Spirit chains, a random Snowball Shard from Yapzor early on. And Secret really do kind of have to be fighting as a unit, as you say, and in order to fight as a unit, you're going to be forced to go through RP and Static Storm and all that unhappiness from the Singularity side. Someone's having a really great time drawing on the map right now. Like, way too much of a fun time there. It's definitely not mid one. He's reconnecting, so that means the other kind of light bluish hero, Nisha. Come on, man, show some class.
At least draw something funny instead of just drawing back and forth and a lot of question marks.
Oh well, we'll see if this anti-mage is able to get anything done. The early poor man shield build up definitely is going to be very nice, and though you may want to get into all these brawls as this Luna with that Lunar Blessing, as far as actually locking down and killing off an anti-mage in that safe lane, not really sure if that's going to be in the cards, because they have, well, a grand total of, like, how long is a snowball stun? Like 0.5 seconds, something like that? Yeah, level 1 is 0.5 seconds. Yeah. So
it's so low early levels.
They don't really have all that much to actually kill off the anti-mage. And then trying to just keep the anti-mage off of the lane is kind of has to be their game plan, and it's really hard to do that when you're playing with the Luna and the anti-mage is on his safe lane, so there's very short distances between his tower. I'm not really sure if I'm a huge fan of this now that I'm looking at it a little bit more. If they had a stun instead of a dazzle, I would say sure, go for it, but obviously they don't.
Yeah, I'm not sure. You can kind of do like passive aggro lanes, which is fine. So you're not really trying to kill. You're trying to get ahead, kind of. But not sure how the 1 versus 1 on safe lane would go if that's the case. Omni versus Doom, probably pretty even, depending on what creep Doom gets, but it seems like they might actually read this and dodge, because that mage is already heading bottom.
Doom's already heading up towards top. Puppey is going to see the disruptor, so both sides may be getting into each other's head right now, although MP for right now is still sticking up towards that top lane. The Omni Knight typically has just like okay matchups 1v1 almost across the board, and I'd expect KZ to have a good time if that is going to be the lane. It looks like well, we probably shouldn't look at the lanes too much until they've actually decided, because there's going to be a lot of movement for right now, but we do have Kesor, the Ricky. It's going to be hoping to jack a bounty rune. I don't think there's going to be any aggressive plays for the Anti-Mage's bounty rune, although KZ kind of looks like he's considering going for it. Yeah, it is.
There's some mind games attempts here from Secret. They know that Rick is scouting somewhere, so they're trying to like maybe show them the wrong thing. So it's a bit weird here, but I think they're gonna trade runes. Actually, I have no clue what's gonna happen.
Puppey is going top, and it will be the Omni Knight heading bottom for right now. And I would imagine these are actually going to be the way the lanes actually stick. Obviously, mid one on his Ember Spirit is going to be going towards the mid lane every single time. But for right now, it is going to be the Radiant kind of abandoning their jungle rune, their south jungle rune, and it's going to be a 3-1 in favor of Singularity.
Yeah, pretty rare actually. Is he gonna pull the creeps? Oh, he's warding. Oh, I think he might have showed that.
Yeah, you don't really poke out in that little tree area unless you're going to be doing something. So KZ should know that there is vision back there. I'm not really sure how that's going to affect his lane. Doesn't seem like it really can all that much, but lane set up right now, MP up towards top lane. Should be perfectly happy as the Luna versus Doom, especially with that Dazzle Sport. Even just by herself, Luna should be doing just fine there. But bottom lane, we're going to have a little bit of a brawl fest as Elishash already going to get walled off by some shards. And Purification has already been used, but Exotic Deer with the level 1 mana break doesn't burn the most mana, but man, 28 a pop up against two heroes that really aren't all that bright really hurts. This is going to be a tough lane for Secret to pressure the Anti-Mage.
They don't have a shrine to rely on either, like you usually do as an offlane player. Okay, I did not expect that.
Mid one he has a pretty good Ember Spirit, but sometimes you just get skewered into the tower. And level 1, nothing you can do about that, except for just don't get skewered.
People don't skill skewer this early generally, so I'm guessing that's what caught him off. But that's a bit of mind games as well by Nisha, not going for the empower that everyone does in mid lane to get the last hitting advantage. So that's a good start for Singularity at least.
First blood on Magnus, taking out definitely one of the more threatening kind of X-Factor heroes from Secret, at least starting to slow him down a little bit. And there is a Tusk on the Secret side. It is going to be kind of tough for a Tusk and an Ember Spirit to really pressure Magnus because of that skewer point. So it is most likely going to be mid one, kind of on his own mid lane island right now. So if you fall behind, you're most likely not going to recover. Unless Nisha, of course, makes a big mistake, which is a possibility. But this bottom lane, Kezu is going to get caught in the walls, completely out of mana. Snowball is going to get them a little bit of time, but Yapsor is going to put himself into a compromising position because of it. They do get a Purification off, but they still lose Yapsor and Kezu.
Oh god, Exotic there. He's fine, right?
Yeah. Salve.
Had to use a salve though.
Salve changes, definitely pretty good. This is like such a bad lane up against this Anti-Mage. Once you're out of mana as Omni Knight or as Tusk, you're kind of just useless. You can't trade hits up against these 3 heroes with only 2 of your own. And still MP's having a great time, but it's coming at a really steep cost here for Secret.
Yeah, pretty nice laning by Singularity. Dodging like this, working out. Doom is not getting a lot though, but I think it recovers pretty well. Better than Omni Knight at least. However, Omni Knight is getting a little bit more in the lane. So, and mid one he's doing fine though, even though he got first blooded. He's still top of the last hits, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, again, this is mid one's bread and butter, the Ember Spirit. So once he gets out of that, like, you know, level 1 through 5 mark as Ember Spirit, then things really take off and you kind of just get into this comfort zone. And you can do stuff like this. Just kind of catch Nisha being a little bit careless with his positioning, get a little bit of free damage off, as long as you don't get skewered into the tower. he'll be just fine. And yeah, Secret still brawling on this bottom lane. Still, Yaps are kind of forced to stay down here. And KheZu this time with no mango, no stick charges or anything like that, just getting into a fist fight. Although they do catch onto the disruptor. Smoke screen is going to make them miss a couple of times. Is it going to be enough? Right clicks is going to get the kill. My dog goes crazy over that one. Well, Exotic Deer still taking right clicks, will blink out of there in time, and everyone will survive on Secret.
I thought that was my dog. I was a bit scared. That was pretty risky by Secret. They almost lost to it, honestly. If he had mana for kinetic field, or Thunderstrike, I'm pretty sure both would have died. Kaiser, maybe if he had a little bit more levels, level 3, he could have secured a kill. Oh, Doom.
Doom's being chased down by Luna, though.
Dazzle is... Oh, he's running into Dazzle.
And his Poison Touch, level 1 and a heal bomb. Whoa, that lag. Either way, Patos went all the way down there to grab the bounty rune. Mission success, he did get it. But Luna was right there, sticking to him just like glue. So, a little bit of a greedy death there from the Doom, who you can't really blame for making those plays. He is not going to go for a ton of Devour right now. Still has gone for a fairly standard build, but is still falling a little bit behind. Pretty much what you would expect from an off-lane Doom 8-0, but he just needs to get experience, needs to get those Devour levels up, and you should expect a Doom to be, at worst in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, he's kind of struggling now. He didn't get like a lucky creep, the Satyr or like one of those mana regen creep that also heals. I don't know the name, but he got like one of those two. He would probably done fine in his lane, but getting a War Stomp is not a Centaur is pretty bad for your laning. So that's why he's a bit further behind than maybe he normally would. That's kind of the risk of playing a Doom. You kind of rely on getting a good creep early, which is a bit sad in a way.
Puppey right now is going to get into a fight with said Doom. Thunderstrike is there as Elisash has made his rotation. Luna is in the area, but level 5 means no Eclipse. And Puppey will actually grave himself and walk away. Suddenly the Anti-Mage shows up as well. Is there a glimpse? Well, no, there's actually a Riki coming in from behind. Puppey's down. He was at 1 HP. MP, as the Luna really quick, will get out of the field, and Elisash still actually has gone for 2 Thunderstrike, 1 field, no glimpse. Doesn't really have much to give chase to this Luna, and it's actually going to take quite a few tower shots, and then here comes the reinforcements for Secret. They'll bring in the heat with mid-one's rotation over towards top. Ultimately, Disruptor will be traded away in order to gain a Dazzle. For Secret, that's actually kind of nice, because mid-one can do so much more with that extra momentum.
Yeah, the LSA had to... He skilled Thunderstrike for the higher kill potential, which I think was right. He didn't have mana for Glimpse anyway. But kind of lucky by him getting out, and then mid one rotating as well. I guess him rotating for support is not like the end of the world for Singularity either. Like it's kind of whatever. He's happy he got a kill. Singularity, okay, he rotated out of lane. It's a bit favorable for Secret, but not anything significant.
MP gonna try to make himself look tasty. Going for Exotic Deer is really hard. They have 2-point snowball, so the stun duration is a little bit higher. The burst damage was very high, but not enough. Oh, that was perfect chain stun though. They have a mini stun from the beam and a snowball stun, and that's it. Almost got him, but still they have 4 heroes up towards this top lane with a Luna now hitting level 6. This tower is going to take a lot of damage.
Yeah, forced him back at least, so he didn't have any kind of regen. Otherwise, it's pretty sad when you go for a 10th and they have like a salve and a carry and they get back to full. Yes, they at least run back, so they are probably securing the tower. And Singularity are not pressuring other lanes either, so it's not like they're getting a good trade in Singularity. So Secret are very happy about that. What level is in power? Level 2. Right, Anti-Mage is kind of falling behind, like compared to the other heroes. I guess Nisha is super far ahead though compared to the others, but Anti-Mage needs to get a nice recovery bottom lane. But
Doom going onto the Luna. She has a lot of defensive backup here, so she's gonna take some tick damage. And actually, with the shockwave, will go down. Doom now with the stomp is gonna end up stunning up the Tusk. And the smoke screen slowing down mid-one's advance, but it won't slow him down enough. Doom will fall for it. And Luna will eventually go down. Tusk and Dazzle both rotating in, but not enough sustain going in towards Luna, who was there really, really early compared to when her backup was arriving. Singularity actually make a reasonable trade off of that. Unfortunately, we'll get the tower denied though. That hurts.
Yeah, that's kind of fine though. I actually thought Luna would survive that because there were like supports coming and there's a lot of defense support. But they committed for the kill on Doom, and then Nisha had a nice snipe. So I don't think they expected Luna to die, which is why they went aggressive. So a bit unfortunate for Team Secret, and a lot of space for Anti-Mage meanwhile as well. They rotated more or less everyone down on Secret, traded 1-for-1, but the space is being given to Singularity during that downtime. MP, level 6 now. I don't think there's an ancient stack, so he doesn't have a good recovery. He might be falling behind if this game continues in this trend, but Secret gonna force some towers to get back into it.
Yeah, the Omni Knight's farm is actually pretty competitive right now. Was only 300 gold away from the Anti-Mage, and his rotation's gonna slow him down. Anti-Mage obviously has some power. Little baby Battle Fury working for him right now. Will lose some structures, and this is going to give a little bit of momentum here to Team Secret, kind of taking advantage of the fact that Doom's cooldown is super long. Mid one gonna hop the cliff, was pinged out by this disruptor. They should know about it, but still they'll take another tower, and the pressure on the other lanes is a little bit slow incoming. Exotic and Nisha are top, yes, but the reinforcements are coming in, so they're probably not going to get this tower. They do have to watch out for themselves. The Observer Ward is going to see MP, it's going to see Keizu, and they'll all back off successfully. It's an even game though right now.
Yeah, very low kill potential on Anti-Mage, so he's pretty happy about pushing like this. I think that's another more or less even trade. Secret gets the tower, but there's a lot of space being given to Singularity at the same time. So I think both teams are kind of happy with this state, and it's gonna come down to a bit later who gets the advantage. The Magnus is queuing up on Midas already before the blink even, and no Echo Saber or anything like that. So not the most common. Mostly people go like in a mid mag, they go like Threads, Bottle, and Echo Saber, and then they usually pick up the blink and play it like that. But this is like a mix of offlane and mid Magnus, I guess.
I don't mind this build that much, given the pace of the game, given how you don't really need a perfect RP or even a skewer to really start the fights off, at least for right now, as Singularity. As long as you have the TPs, you could expect the Secret side to be coming towards you, and then at that stage, as Magnus, you just kind of teleport in, and oh, the Disruptor. The Shards catch him in a corner. Now that's some Tusk skill. That's what I'm talking about from earlier. They do end up killing just the Disruptor, but still with MP in the area, level 7 Luna, with not that much else in her inventory, gonna go for these towers. Secret are kind of committing a lot to taking down these structures, and they don't really even have a substantial gold lead to show for it.
No, that's what happens in Anti-Mage game and Magnus games a lot of times. It's gonna be trades like this. But this time I feel like Secret got the better trade, because there's actually no pressure on any other lane meanwhile. Before they almost got top tower, for example. So Singularity did some tower damage at least. But here it's basically just farm. Oh, that haste rune was pretty nice for Nisha.
Nisha still in the area with that haste rune, mid 1 MP. We're going to go over towards the south end where there's an Anti-Mage. Snowball is going to give a little bit more chase, and then they'll trap him. Blink is maxed out. There's a Walrus Punch. There's an Eclipse. There's a Beam, and there's a death of the Anti-Mage. Now, they'll lose Puppy in the meantime, but it's a dazzle for an Anti-Mage after all is said and done. And again, they may commit a lot for it, but you don't waste anything when you're trying to deal with this Anti-Mage with the trap that Secret have. They need to get those kills.
Yeah, they're playing really well. They're getting they're getting towers and they're trading well, but then also shutting down the Anti-Mage. And is Doom gonna get his? Okay, he's not gonna get a Midas. So I kind of want to know how many Midas Singularity especially are going, because they're going for like a split push farm. Keizo, this is not a kill, right? Oh, he has dust actually.
It's gonna take a couple of back scratches. Keizo is chained. He's gonna try to teleport out. Very ambitious from the Ricky. I mean, it does make sense. Like, your Ember Spirit, you're looking for the ganks, right? And she should carry dust, but the amount of times that Ember Spirit actually carries dust, probably a little bit less than he was expecting. Although Blink RP over in the bottom lane, they catch MP and skewer him into tower and into Static Storm. And Nisha with that Blink Dagger was, I guess, kind of debated both of us. Hanamite is still queued, but is going to get the Blink Dagger first. And that's some way of showing it off, killing off the enemy Luna. And that was also supposed to be Secret kind of setting up for the final tier 1 off of that Luna push. And obviously it's going to take a little while longer for them to kill it off now.
Yeah, I mean, this is good by Magnus. I got a bit debated by his queuing of items, but this is the offlane Magnus that we see, and that's been extremely strong lately. And MP is actually struggling a lot. He's falling behind. We saw Doom have a pretty bad start, but Doom has caught up to MP, and I think MP is the main hero of Secret's draft. He's the one that kind of needs to be farmed. They'd be forcing towers and being the hero that kills Roche and all of that stuff. And the mid one is doing great, for sure, but MP is the hero that kind of needs to come back into this game right now for them.
He's been getting just tower gold. It seems like only tower gold. I mean, a couple of kill assists perhaps helping Luna out a little bit, but there really hasn't been that much time for Luna to sit in a lane or bounce between camps in her jungle and actually get some farm for herself. And the moment she separates from the rest of her squad, suddenly Kaysor and Patos both come in with the Doom. They're going to put Luna in a corner, and she's going to fall at the trade of a Disruptor. Pretty much the same trade we saw earlier for the Anti-Mage and the Dazzle, but going the other way now. And if you don't have farm on this Luna, then, well, she's just going to be obliterated. Like, we have seen games where Luna gets doomed, but is so farmed she's able to still stick around in the fights to some degree. It doesn't seem like this is going to be one of these games.
Yeah, she went at Mask of Madness as well. I feel like this is a recovery Mask of Madness, you know, to increase farming speed. But getting killed again. Japs are playing really well on the Tusk. I want to mention that I think he landed every eye shot more or less perfectly, so that's a really good sign. I think this is a hero that's pretty hard, considering most position 4 heroes are pretty hard, I'd say, but I think Tusk is maybe the hardest even. But Singularity doing really well, they're trading super well, and it's still early game, but if they are managing to continue having this kind of performance, this game is gonna be very hard for Secret. I have kind of a feeling that Secret gonna take over this game the later it goes, because of the experience of the team and maybe the individual skill of the players. But right now Singularity are looking a bit stronger than Secret.
Nisha shows up bottom. Yaps are going to kind of chase him out of the lane. We have everyone on Secret, in fact, grouping up for bottom. And as you said, Mask of Madness, definitely one of the few like real great farming tools that Luna can pick up, but it is also pretty darn good at tearing down the structures if there's no resistance. Up against Shockwave, up against just random Thunder Strikes and whatnot, it can end up costing her a lot because she doesn't have a lot of bulk behind that Mask of Madness. They're still going to group up for bottom MP. Battering Ram, though there is a Doom here. Shards will catch him. Snowball incoming as well. The Static Storm is going to be dropped, but the Tusk is able to get out from that. So we'll do very little. RP on the side. We'll drag the Omni Knight back in, but there's no real follow-up to this one. Kazu should be fine, and now here comes MP on the side. Gets stomped with a really nice stun from Patos, but it's not going to matter. They still lose 2, as Kazu is perfectly healthy over in the bottom lane. It is an Omni Knight after all. Singularity. They try to defend with a skeleton crew, but it's just not enough. You don't really want to be focusing on Omni Knight with the RP. You want to be focusing with the Doom, and that's not up yet, so that's not in the cards.
Yeah, good play by Secret. Actually, really good how they set that up, because mid 1 and Papa were both defending mid. So they stopped the kind of a trade that Singularity were going for before, but they also rotate just in time to help out and in the fight and manage to pick up Doom. Otherwise, that could have been a bit harder, probably not even getting Doom, and probably the fight being even, and then Anti-Mage not being there, farming better than Secret. So pretty good how they played that overall. And this is like the problem with Doom, you know, his cooldown on his ultimate is 145 seconds. Yeah, I think it was like 30 seconds away when he died. If he had Doom there, I'm pretty sure Singularity could just take that teamfight and at least have a very good shot at winning it. So definitely seeing some weaknesses of this hero in that situation.
Kaysor up towards top lane. There's a smoke in mid. It does seem like Secret are really, really eager to just keep using this Luna's early game power for as much as they can get out of it. Top lane is being pushed by the Ember Spirit with a Yule Scepter. Very defensive item. He'll be just fine. They'll run into the Doom. Walrus Punch out of Invis. Patos stuck in the shards. Can't get out. And will drop to MP. That is a very big pickup because Doom is actually a real hero now that he has his ultimate, but he's dead. And that means that Secret, are they really going to try to go for high ground here? If they're able to pull this off, that will be absolutely massive. I'm not really sure if they have enough. They do have Repel on the Luna. What level is that Repel at this point? Level 3 with Mechanism, with of course the Weave as well. But MP just doesn't do that much damage, so it's just going to be a little bit of a poke. And now the Glimpse? That's actually only level 1 Glimpse. That's not going to be doing that much.
The Secret were trying to bait the Glimpse to encounter, but they don't even know he can. This is only level 1. Oh, Doom is tipping in. Are they this cocky? I guess they're kind of trying to stop TPs and stuff like that, so Anti-Mage can bit push.
Oh, they're going to drum?
That's the play.
Okay, that drum actually didn't do anything because he stopped moving immediately after he used it. Which is fine. Singularity still grouped up over in bottom. This is just time where Anti-Mage, as you said, is farming with that Battle Fury now. Not empowered, but Secret are pushed back all the way to their own towers. And for Singularity, that's really all they want. Total damage done to the tower, 400 is actually not that bad. It's definitely not going to be changing the game substantially for right now. Still a very even game with barely a gold advantage. I don't expect experience to be that much different. Slightly in favor of Singularity, but just barely.
Yeah, another one of those Secret kind of pushes and gets some nice damage, but it's not changing the game in any way. It's been seeing this kind of trading stuff. They got the Doom kill again, so Doom dying kind of 2 times in a row is pretty bad. You don't run a Midas carrier, but Devour is still a spell that if you die and you go and you TP out and you die before you use Devour, it's kind of, you're not happy about that. You're losing a lot of gold, and killing hero like that is always very valuable. Poppy is gonna get RP'd bottom. Oh, he's a bit out of range, and this could be pretty dangerous.
Glimpse into a static storm. Mid one is here. He's just trying to look scary. Puppies is getting a lot of help though. Repel, Purification, not enough. Snowball now comes in as the Guard Angel is gonna drop, but an RP onto 2 is gonna slow them down a lot. Nisha is gonna get beamed out of his TP. K-Sor is still dusted up. Miss one from MP is gonna land the second one as he gets out of the smoke. It will be a 1 for 3. And that is some serious defensive power. That's what we were talking about in the draft. Maybe not specifically in order to save a Dazzle, that's not what we were expecting, but if Singularity kind of half-assed these ganks, just a couple of supports, you're going to be running into a lot of issues if Keizu is actually able to get in there.
Yeah, when you kind of initiate with a Magnus like this, and you blink to RP, and you don't get the RP off because it's too far away, you kind of just have to bait, even if you have a Glimpse to catch, because you know Secret's gonna rotate. So if you blink in, and you just skewer out instantly because you realized you won't land it, Secret probably TP it in with 1 or 2 heroes, and that's kind of a forced rotation already. So that's a pretty nice way of doing it, but they tried to commit because they felt like with Glimpse they can kill them. But Secret's defensive power is just so strong. Just Dazzle coming in and then Omni-Knight and Tusk together, just saving a Dazzle is pretty easy for them, honestly. And I don't think you should die with Secret. They have 2, like any hero of Omni-Knight, Tusk or Dazzle can save anyone for a long duration, and then the counter is probably happening. So I think they should try and they shouldn't commit for kills too deeply, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, this is actually a little bit of a concern here for Secret, is this Ricky and his farm level. Already has 2 of the Blades of Alacrity, is gonna get some help in trying to kill off MP, and MP is just fine, but Diffusal Blade, obviously a great item to have on Ricky, full stop, but you're going up against Omni-Knight, you're going up against the Ember Spirit, you can get rid of that Weave armor, and also he's gonna walk into a Walrus Punch. Well, there he goes. Rip the Diffusal Blade. It's going to take a little while longer now, as Yapso is going to waste no time punching the Ricky in the skull. But, yeah, you mentioned it earlier, like, Empower on Ricky is actually legit. Empower works off of your stats. You had a big stat item. Bottom lane, Yule Scepter on Ember Spirit. This is exactly why he got it. It's going to buy him a couple of seconds, though he doesn't have enough to jump out. He'll run the other way. He has a Haste Rune. An Exotic Deer is going to get juked out. I'm not really sure why he chopped the tree there. Mid one is just trying to buy a little bit of time to get some mana with the bottle, and he'll find the Disruptor, chain him down, and kill him. That is some Yule Scepter value right there.
I mean, that was haste value as well. If he hadn't gotten a haste before, he would not have survived that. I think that's pretty sad for Singularity. You know, they know he has Yules, and they go for him because they could kill him even if he had a Yules, but the haste saved him, and that's pretty sad when, because you make a good play, you kind of calculate almost perfectly, but then there's this one thing that you lose it, and you lost a hero, and it wasn't the end of the world. Again, you kind of force rotations, and you're getting good farm still during that. So I feel like this is Singularity's kind of strong point. They can kind of trade efficiently almost always.
Oh, MP is going to be stalked by 2 invisible heroes and an anti-mage. RP wasting no time for it. KZU trying to get in. Mechanism Guardian Greaves, not enough. He's going to Manta Split, but that's not going to do anything. And KZU is going to hope that he wasn't spotted, and seems like he will slip away. I was going to mention that MP actually has done a pretty good job at recovering in farm rate. With the Mask of Madness, with the maxed out glaives, it's kind of what you would expect from kind of this Battle Fury-esque hero like Luna. But still, with this build, even with the mana style, kind of paper thin. Push now from Singularity. There's no RP here. They're all going to get woven up. And, well, they'll almost get Puppy skewered back. Off in the back, though, it's going to be the Doom. He's going to land his ultimate onto MP, forcing everyone from Secret back. With no Ember Spirit, they don't have any damage. They will land a Guardian Angel. Yapzor kind of stuck in the Shrine. And it'll be focused onto KZU first of all. This Omni Knight will run out of mana. Everyone on Secret somehow disengaging. Are you serious? Mid one now not doomed. He's going to Sleight of Fist one more time, not get hit with the skewer. Elisasha's kind of dropping low in the midst of this fight. KZU's going to come in again from the back, and now MP respawning. They'll leash down the Magnus, just right click him down with the Luna. That was a miraculous disengage from Secret. I can't believe no one died there.
Yeah, that was so sick. And another one of those Singularities, you don't have to commit too deep, even if you're so close to getting killed. So I really understand why they're doing this. They're like so close to killing that one core hero that will result in them killing like everyone, you know, before MP spawns there. But at the same time, maybe they should not be playing this aggressively, because they could disengage here as well themselves. But then when Nisha blinks in and misses the skewer, it's kind of, you're gonna lose heroes after that happens, and that means a Roche for Secret. This is where they're getting scary, because MP is farmed now. He's gonna get this Aegis, I'm assuming. And bottom lane, anti-mage. This seems a hard kill.
Oh, it's so much damage though on Exotic Deer. Mid one's gonna chase in for more. Spell Shields is really good up against Ember Spirit. There's another set of chains. They'll further leash him down with another shard. They'll get him. Hard kill, it indeed was. If anyone else was there from Singularity, that could have been pretty bad for Secret, but he was all alone, abandoned by Kasor. And mid one's actually going to see the Riki now, chop him down with the double damage. Room service for the Ember Spirit, chasing forward now for more. Oh, almost was able to see that Disruptor before he TPs out, but mid one starting to reach some critical mass here on this Ember Spirit.
Oh, Nisha.
Oh no.
Oh no. He should be getting out this. Is there any sentries down?
You dare underestimate mid one? He does so much damage. Double damage rune getting him 2 kills. That was all mid one. Like, all the heroes that you see that are dead right now, it's because mid one is like, okay guys, we want to go push? I'll just kill a couple heroes so we can go push. Anti-Mage is down, 15 seconds. Magnus can buy back. He does have an RP, but right now the Luna with this double life is feeling pretty confident up on the high ground. He's going to get a little bit of smoke in her face. KZU not going to drop the repels on Luna just yet. But MP popping that Madness or Berserk or whatever it's called, Berserk. And just going to go to town on the tower. Now smoke once again drops. Again, smoke in MP's face, but he will just skirt around it. Keep right-clicking in. Anti-Mage has returned. Shards, chains, a little bit of preliminary damage now, but the tower has fallen, which means that Luna can start doing some real shenanigans once the Magnus comes back. Blink is actually really hard when there's glaives all up in your base.
I didn't think they would fall back, actually. I felt like they're strong enough, but also, when you got out there free, you can just kill shrines, so it's like it's always the safe and usually the better decision to just go for shrines instead. Smoke up from a Singularity though.
Oh, mid one.
It's hard for Nisha to initiate though. It's so hard against an Aegis.
Mid one broke a couple of smokes, and MP will see the rest of them. Now the Sigil overhead as well. Kasor is going to jump into the front lines. Luna is going to dodge a Static Storm. Dazzle will get caught by it, and they will do up the Ember Spear, but the Eclipse does drop down. RP onto Luna. They'll try to focus her down, but the Guardian Angel and the Snowball are going to keep her perfectly safe in that little egg. Now the roll in onto the Doom. MP is going to find a chance to get a couple of right clicks. MP, though, or mid one rather, is still doomed off to the side. They'll lose the first life on the Luna. KZU now going to repel himself and just look for a target. Try to help mid one. He's actually running kind of low on health right now. Gets bashed. Dual Scepter will buy him a couple seconds. MP still in this fight. Mid one is going to get a nice Purify and will get them enough gas to kill off both Kasor and the Anti-Mage. as 4 will fall from Singularity. MP on that second life doing some serious work, and I mean that fight was pretty much all Keizu.
Yeah, that's just secret teamfight coordination. They're not panicking. They know they can sack MP. Mid one got doomed. He's like, I am not joining this fight until this doom ends. I'm hiding in the jungle. He lets MP dies, comes back after doom ends, and then they just stare and kill everyone. And they're going for drone. I'm just assuming this is kind of to force buybacks, if anything. I don't think they're trying to end the game right here.
Well, if they get another couple of kills. Well, you may have jinxed it a little bit. The glaives are still bouncing. It's a little bit more awkward here since it's easier for Nisha to get his Blink Dagger actually available through all these glaives. But Anti-Mage forced to buy out. Already a pretty nice win for Team Secret. Keizu is going to get force tapped out, dodge smokescreen, and get skewered back. Huge skewer. No RP though. Still YapzOr is going to get saved by the Grave. Mana Void kind of wasted there as Mid One will slip his way out. Keizu as well. Fairly healthy. They will lose the Tusk probably. No, he'll be fine with the Purify. Everyone on Secret survives that skewer, and mid lane is looking pretty wrecked. They take a tier 4, the other tier 4 is really banged up. They want to win right now, dude. Why go for tier 2s? Tier 2s just take time. Just go for the ancient, right? That's what the game is called. They're gonna take down the secondary and now go in straight towards 2 heroes. Although the bash onto the Ember Spirit, Yule Scepter once again gonna buy him a lot of time. Anti-Mage is going to look for the Luna, but won't be able to get it until an RP lands onto 3 heroes. The cleave through is gonna demolish Team Secret. Not enough sustain for this one. MP doesn't have a double life. He'll fight to the bitter end, but he will fall. And Puppey, he couldn't do anything either. He will be the last one as Exotic Deer, with the Battle Fury and Empower, is going to claim an ultra kill. Secret may be going a little bit too far, although they do a lot of damage to the Ancient.
That's why I said I don't think they should try and end the game here, but oh, that was such a good upgrade by Nisha. Kind of a mistake by YapzOr, because Mid One saved himself with Yules, but YapzOr pre-casted Snowball to save him, but then he brought Mid One into the 4-man. I don't think it was a 4-man RP, right? I only saw 3 heroes,
I think it was 3.
When there's a lot of heroes in there, you don't really see all of them. So that's a comeback right there. Unfortunately I cannot see the grabs because Store is bugged, so I don't know how big of a swing that was, but that was a pretty big swing, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, about 5,000 experience. The dip in gold is going to take a little bit more time to update since Singularity are still getting quite a bit. Probably looking at 5,000 swing back. And Secret still have an advantage technically. I mean, look at this mid lane. This is an absolute disaster zone. But Secret trying to go for that greedy play is gonna end up costing them. But you gotta remember, like, even before that last team fight where they got RP'd and they all got wiped because of the cleave, they were steadily feeding on Singularity. It was just in a less spectacular fashion. So they did get their dues off of that push for sure, and it is going to be you know, kind of even-ish in the kill exchanges by the end of it, but still a lot of cash for Singularity. Secret now should change their game plan and go for, you know, the easy structures, the ones that most teams would go for. Tier 2s are pretty easy to take since, well, they're pretty weak already.
Yeah, Anti-Mage. Oh, could you finish this Butterfly and DD? This could be an insane timing, actually, if they can manage to make this work. I think they will. Oh, and he gets rooted.
Well, you know, Butterfly is up. And they will make a pretty nice
They
smoke
find
action,
Secret.
but it'll be into Team Secret, who are doing exactly the same. Double damage rune duration check. I don't think it's going to do all that much here. They don't see
It's gonna
anybody.
end.
And double damage will time out, but still this Anti-Mage has Empower and an
Oh,
absolute
this could be a
truck ton
sick
of damage.
backstab, though.
Secret are not going to see this one coming.
YapzOr.
Well, mid one especially, he's separated, and he'll get hit with the RP. And a couple of shots from the Anti-Mage. Help is coming in. Purify, Guardian Angel, it's all going to be laid down. Now the Omnite is going to get doomed, but MP still very unhealthy, will go down. As mid one rather, God. MP with the Man Style is going to chase after the Doom. Will get the kill there. Anti-Mage forced out already. A 1-for-1 exchange. Doom for the Ember Spirit, but most of the ultimates from Singularity are down. And yes, the same thing can be said from Secret, but MP with no ultimate is still a pretty substantial threat. Exotic Deer gonna jump in, gets a first hit bash on a Puppey. Snowball is gonna save his ass. Will save everyone, in fact. Great play again from YapzOr, as MP now gonna have a chance to just let loose with the glaives. Nisha, Elisage, and Exotic Deer all gonna get shredded by the Moonrider. And Exotic Deer, he has a blink out. He'll try to go for Keizu, but with the Guardian Greaves, he will be just fine. Now the Riki Into the tricks. Will do a little bit of damage here and there. Will jump out. Shards almost going to catch him. They'll snowball in towards the Disruptor, punch him into the air, and kill him off. Jump in. Once again, a first hit bash from Exotic Deer. I don't know how he's doing it. He definitely needs them, but he will be forced to blink out. And now the focus onto the Ancient, MP, Mask of Madness, and Repel, and Vlad's damage. Someone's got to do something about him. Keizu going to look to distract Exotic Deer just by, kind of kiting around in the front. Will go down as Keizu going to try to do the same, but will fall just as quickly. Exotic Deer versus MP, the man fight of the century with the Yapsor and the Snowball. They'll kill off the Anti-Mage, and now the throne is exposed. Patos is going to arrive, but he doesn't have any damage, really. So he'll just try to swing, but he's not doing anything with the Sigil. GG well played as Secret say screw the side lanes, mid is the only lane that exists. We will go straight for the throne.
Pretty good fights by Singularity there at the end, but the main problem was that MP actually